YouTube, how we doing? Welcome back to another episode of ZFK Talks, the show that you haven't seen in a while, if ever. My name's Zach, also known as ZFK, and today we're going to talk a bit about mentoring and mentorship, something that's been very formative in my life. I think we could all agree that life really is a series of lessons. When you stop learning is when you start dying, in my opinion. Mentorships, like I said, can be some of the greatest relationships of your entire life, and in my case, I can attest that is very true. Something important about life you should know is that there are things you do know and things you don't know, but most importantly are your blind spots. These are the things that you don't know that you don't know. Mentors don't mind sharing the principles of success and business insights for your specific niche, as is the case for myself. Mentors are typically not stingy with their time, but they do not like to have it wasted, as does anyone. Networking and mentorship is about putting yourself in the right rooms with the right people that are up on another higher level than you are, in a different echelon than you are. And in that case, then you can hear the right things, experience the right things in order to level up. In life, it's important to accept challenges with open arms and exit that comfort zone. Speaking of comfort zone, I haven't done a vlog in about almost a year, and I've got all kinds of guests down here at the condo. Stage fright ain't an option when you want to do this spontaneously. I want to list a couple of the type of mentors that you might meet in your life. The first one is mentors in the flesh. Business owners, teachers, for example. Teachers are kind of an institutionalized mentor that you have to have in your life. And with that said, teachers can either really just do the bare minimum in a lot of cases, but there are really great teachers out there that do go above and beyond and solidify them as really important people in a lot of people's lives, especially when they're growing up. The next is experience. Experience, you learn lots in life. For example, coming down to Mexico here, there's lots of things I wasn't privy to on my way down here, but once you get down here, you learn how things work, you learn a bit of the language, and all the differences between here and back home in Canada. The big one is failures. Failures are definitely, in my opinion, the best teacher in life. They're the worst to experience, but when something hits you hard and you make a mistake and you do experience some pain and grief over it, odds are that's going to be your best teacher and you're not going to make that mistake again. Content and literature. Plenty of great people to learn from, whether it be YouTube, whether it be books and literature, like I said, and whether it be a guy like me on YouTube that knows a few things about a few things. And it really is just a few things. I got lots to learn in my life coming up. Another type of mentor can be someone that just quickly comes into your life and teaches you a quick lesson and bounces back out. That can be day-to-day people that you're not expecting to learn from. Friends, family, like your grandparents, people that have been around the block a lot longer than you have that can teach you a few things about life. Even romantic relationships, your girlfriend, boyfriend, a lot of people get all crushed up and wrung through the gutter over breakups, but really you gotta just look at these experiences that you have with people romantically, figure out where the value is, where's the lesson, pull it out, pull the positive, and then you move on looking for the next person, and you kind of get a better taste for what you want or where things went wrong, etc. Trial and error is another big mentor, as mentioned, similar to failure. So it is at this point in the video I would like to mention some of my mentors and ways that I mentored others in my life now that the guy down at the pool is done talking to his dog like a 5-year-old. The first one I want to mention is Jason Babney. He was a teacher of mine from Wesleyan, and he was kind of like this oddly widespread mentor I had in my life for a brief amount of time. Most of all, he was of good value in terms of being a football coach. he was kind of a funny guy, because off the field, he's this bubbly, cool, funny personality, easy to get along with. But on the field, he was quite a big, burly man. He knew how to drill it into you, and knew how to pound you into the dirt. And with that said, I learned a lot about discipline, regiment, teamwork, and sacrificing for each other on the field through this guy. Very, very valuable. Helped keep myself in check, and helped keep a regiment into my adult life. The other thing with him too was he would work out with us in the off season, teach us good techniques and good workouts to get you ready for the next season. I'm a big believer in fitness and keeping in shape for your mental health and physical health. He was also my videography teacher for communications, a class I took, and this was like the first time I got my hands on a camera and started taking it kind of seriously, and just another way he was kind of intertwined in my life. And lastly, I have written down here, ironically, he was direct next door neighbors with a girlfriend of mine back in high school. So really, he was around in so many facets of my life, and it was awesome. The next big one is probably the biggest one is going to be Brad Moore. He's the CEO of Giant Shoe Creative Agency. When I took high school, I basically took an extra final year, and what I did with that final year is I wanted to get a co-op with a creative agency or a cinematographer in the area, and I had this big long list written down, and we called from top to bottom, and basically had zero luck. Everyone had a student, or they weren't busy enough because things were not lucrative enough, etc. Everyone had a reason why they couldn't take me on. And ironically, at the very bottom of the list was Brad Moore's business, Giant Shoe Creative Agency. And funny enough, I put it down there because I thought, what a silly name this is to go work for someone that chose to name their business that. And funny enough, we get to the bottom of the list. If this guy doesn't answer the phone, then that's it. I'm going to just move on because I'd already been accepted to post-secondary. And sure enough, yeah, he picks up the phone, and that was the start of an awesome relationship. Went down and started working with them, did like a 3-month term, and then I went to college. And then after that, when I came back, I had the opportunity to work with them for probably about another 2 or 3 years. Some of the things I learned from him were networking. Technical skills for photography was huge because I was more of a videographer, and Brad taught me to learn the respect and the art of photography, because at the time I thought photography was for nerds. I liked making videos, and when I went to college and started doing photography, it was like everything just clicked. I was way ahead of everyone else because I had worked in Brad's photo studio. He taught me people skills as far as like client expectation goes, and managing that kind of stuff. Marketing, he was very brilliant with, just basically finding how you make people pay attention to a product and convince them that they're going to need that product themselves through a video or photography. Good problem solving skills there, and again, like I said, lots of good communication skills with clients. So now I also do have some people I've mentored. I've had quite a few people apply for co-op student positions within my freelancing business. However, most of the time I don't really have a formal place of work to bring these students on, so I've had to decline many of them. At the time though, my first co-op student, Colin, I was working at Giant Shoe a few days a week and doing full-time business for myself on the side. And basically he applied, and we had an awesome couple of weeks that we got to work together. He went to all the Giant Shoe shoots with me, and then he came and facilitated my shoots with me. Unfortunately, it got cut a bit early because of COVID, but what are you going to do? I think he had a great experience in the time being. Afterwards, our experience, he's went on to work with Moonbase, which is another big, reputable digital agency out of the St. Catharines area. They work for a lot of notable Toronto figures in the music industry, so it was right up his alley, and I'm really happy he had a good experience with me, and he's moved on to bigger things. The other person that is very important is Mitchell Roshan. Mitchell didn't come on as a formal co-op student, but following the original lockdowns of 2020, I did need a hand with more shoots, and Colin was busy, so I ended up hitting up a bunch of people and didn't have much luck. And Mitchell and I had chatted online a little bit here and there because of just being in the same community, and the community of photographers and such in Niagara is pretty small. So anyways, reached out to him and he said, yeah, I'll come help you out with this shoot. And it was at the Falls View Hilton in Niagara Falls. And he wasn't anything like what I expected him to be like. We clicked on so many levels, just ideology and the way we function, the way we think politically, in a lot of ways. And another big one would be that we're both investors, and I was from the crypto world. He was more from the traditional stock and bond world. We came in, mixed it up, and needless to say, now Mitchell's probably 70 or 80% dangerously exposed to crypto instead of his stocks. So needless to say, we still chat all the time, even though I'm down in Mexico. We're good friends, and it's one of those mutual benefit mentorship relationships that are once in a lifetime. And this is why it's very much so worth your time to look for a mentor. One of the last people I have written down here, not really like a mentor, but just someone that I happened to run into in life that was of a lot of value and had great insight, was James. I worked at a restaurant in the Falls called Bravo for about 5 years to help facilitate funding for my business. And it closed down before COVID, and then about a year and a half after COVID had started, James came in and acquired the property from the old owners, and I got the invite to come work there. And pretty much he is a very laid-back guy, very accomplished and experienced. He has lots of businesses in Canada and down here, places like Mexico. And ironically, when I broke the news to him that I was going to be moving down here and basically leaving Canada, he happened to have a house down a couple hours from where I am, and he was able to give me a wealth of knowledge and insights as to how to facilitate getting down here, what to expect, places that he could recommend. Honestly, just invaluable stuff. It's tough to move to a new country and not really know anyone there and such, and having him with this wealth of knowledge was very valuable. And ironically, about 2 weeks after I got here, he was coming on vacation down to his place a couple hours away, but he was coming to where I am in Puerto Vallarta. And we ended up going out for dinner, me, him, and his wife, and it was a great time. So you might be asking yourself, how do I find a mentor? Well, to start, typically some of life's best mentors are not sought. These are people that you brush paths with in life, and then you end up making a friendship, and you might see something of value that they know lots about that you want to learn about. And for the most part, besides my creative mentor, Brad, that's kind of just how I found most of my small mentors in life. Another way is to go through school co-op programs like I did. Networking events are big because you never know who you're going to meet and be put into rooms with, and these people can offer you a lot of value. You can offer a proposition of value to people, maybe working for free or for cheap, and learning from over their shoulders is a good way to go about things. Because again, something I might not have mentioned in this take of the video was that mentorships need to always be of mutual benefit. It can't be one-sided. It doesn't work like that. Everyone needs to benefit from a relationship, and that just goes for all relationships. Another way to maybe find mentors that I've written down here is through mutual interest groups or sporting, like leisure sporting events and clubs. You know, there's a lot of people that as a hobby like to do athletic stuff and compete and whatnot on the side of whatever business that they are thriving in. And you never know, you might join, like, say, a soccer rec league or something, and you'll never know who you meet on these teams. To wrap the video, there's a couple of mentorship don'ts that I want to mention. These are all very important. A lot of people come into the world of mentorship and look at things from kind of the wrong direction that they should be. So to start, these are kind of just attributes that you want to work on in yourself before you seek mentorship. Closed-mindedness, the need to always be right, the inability to listen. These are all going to be things that are going to irritate the shit out of your mentor if you do find one. And really, with all those things in account, you just need to be mindful and respectful of other people, and always try to place yourself in their shoes, especially when the shoes of this person is someone that is trying to provide you some value. You definitely want to be respectful of that. Do not attach an outcome or expectation to the results of your mentorship. You got to be outcome independent, and what that means is being indifferent. Well, regardless if things go well or if they go bad or if they don't go exactly how you expected them to, you do need to just kind of take a chill pill and just go with the breeze, and not stress about whether or not things go exactly how you want them to. Mentorship, you don't always come by these people, and you definitely want to ensure that you just make the best of things. I guess that goes for anything in life. Lastly, we have, do not seek value like a leech. Do not go into it with a needy mindset. Always ask what you can do for them too. You want that mutual benefit relationship. Do not look to take advantage of mentors, and do not ask people for things that you wouldn't give to them if you were in their shoes as well, early on especially. Again, I can't stress it enough. Everything to do with mentorship really isn't all about me. It needs to be mutual benefit, and you got to find that fine line of balance between the mentor and the mentee. So with that said, again, some of the key highlights here. Look for different ways to expose yourself to mentors. Find that fine line of mutual benefits, so you're both engaging in a relationship that benefits both of you. And again, accept the challenges that they give you. Get out of your comfort zone when they ask you to, and really treat these mentors as best you can, and they'll treat you very well as well. This has been another quick episode of ZFK Talks. Thanks for tuning in. If I provided some value, hit that like button, subscribe, etc. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.